You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/kidsandfamily. Just go to Indeed.com/kidsandfamily right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
So, it's kind of interesting what people start searching for online sometimes.
Yeah. What's catching your eye?
Well, lately there's been this real spike around game show hosts.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, specifically terms like Wink Martindale and game show host died, things like that.
Ah, okay. Wink Martindale, right.
Just makes you wonder, who exactly was he and why this sudden interest now, especially about his passing.
Mm-hmm.
So for this deep dive, that's kind of what we want to get into, the significance of Wink Martindale.
Yeah, and what's really fascinating right away is how specific those searches are. It's not just like general celebrity news. The focus is clearly on game show host, and his name, Wink Martindale, keeps popping up.
Yeah, it's not just a flash in the pan kind of thing.
Exactly. And the fact that prolific game show host comes up too, that tells you something immediately about the scale of his career.
Absolutely. Our starting point, these search trends, they sort of paint a picture, don't they?
They really do.
Someone who is really deeply part of that whole game show world.
Mm-hmm.
And the sheer number of people searching his name alongside game show, death, even things like net worth.
Yeah, that last one's interesting too.
It suggests, a pretty substantial career, one that clearly resonated with a lot of folks.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like one or two shows.
No, that word prolific hints at something much bigger. A long, consistent run.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, that kind of focused interest, it often points to someone who became, almost a familiar face in people's homes.
Right, like part of the furniture almost?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Game shows, they tend to be on regularly, same time, same channel maybe. And the hosts, they can feel like, distant relatives sometimes.
Oh, yeah, I get that.
So the need to search for facts, like what game show host just died, it shows people trying to process that, a familiar part of their media landscape changing.
Right. And that word, again, prolific, that's really key here, I think. It suggests he wasn't just tied to one big famous show. He likely hosted quite a few over the years.
Many different ones, yeah.
And that kind of long-term presence, it really builds a connection with viewers, maybe even across generations, right?
Definitely. You're tuning in maybe week after week, maybe at different points in your life, and there he is, guiding the game.
Yeah.
Which kind of brings up an interesting point. What is it about game show hosts specifically? How do they get that kind of recognition, leave that kind of mark?
It's different, isn't it? They're not actors playing a role. Usually.
Right. They're sort of themselves, but also this professional persona. And yet they become incredibly familiar.
And the fact that people are even searching his net worth.
Yeah, that shows a broader curiosity, doesn't it, about his life, his success, all within this specific TV niche.
It's true. Game shows can be these little anchors in the day. Just some light fun.
A bit of escapism.
Exactly. And the hosts are the ones steering that ship, making it work. These recurring searches for Wink Martindale, they really highlight that he wasn't just any host.
No, definitely not. He was clearly a significant one for a lot of people. So I think looking at just these initial search trends, the main takeaway seems pretty clear.
Yeah.
Wink Martindale, he was a major figure, a prolific presence in the game show world.
Right. Significant and prolific.
And his passing has definitely made waves, you know, prompting all these searches from people trying to get the details, probably remembering his long career.
Exactly. So thinking about all this, it makes you wonder, doesn't it?
About
what is this collective interest, this reaction to someone like Wink Martindale passing? What does it really tell us about the role game shows and their hosts play, in our culture, maybe even in our own memories?
That's a great question.
Yeah, maybe think about it. Which game shows or hosts really stuck with you over the years? And what do you think it was that made them so memorable, something to chew on.